episode, Unbiased Sports Talk time. Today, fellas, our topic is about the Wnba. And do you guys think that the Wnba players should be paid a higher wage or salary? And why? But can I please give a little bit of backstory before you answer your question?
Please do.
So, I think everybody is aware of the disparities. I messed that one all up.
Pay disparities.
Hey, get through it. You got to get through it.
Disparities of
Hey,
pay.
I thought his shit was glitching.
You're stuttering, Stanley. Of the pay disparities between men and women. Now, when we talk about the Wnba, I think that we can all agree that women's sports is a little overshadowed by men's sports, and that we don't see that they're getting the same fair treatment. Now, we're specifically going to talk about the Wnba. Your opinions on, do you think they should be paid more? Reason why not? If that's your answer, and then we're gonna go from there. So, who normally goes first? It's not gonna be Marlon today.
I'll go.
There you go.
I know Ron don't want to go. But in an ideal world, okay, yeah, sure. Agree with the women. You should get paid equally.
Go on. This is about to be bad.
For playing the same sport. However, in our world, you got to produce. And currently, where they stand,
oh God,
they have not turned a profit, if I'm mistaken, on the revenue that they bring in. And they receive subsidies from the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's still correct, right?
I believe
So with all of that, I don't know how anybody can sit here and say that they can demand the same type of salary that the NBA demands when they bring in nowhere near the revenue that NBA players bring in. Now, they may have some sort of legit argument, I guess, when you start talking about the percentage of revenue that they receive compared to NBA players. I believe the NBA players get somewhere around 50%, where they're somewhere near 20, something like that. But I mean, you're a brand new league. You're still trying to figure yourself out. You're still trying to build that fan base and revenue. So I don't know where the WNBA players have a standing to demand more than what they're currently receiving. So that's my, I don't agree with that. I don't know. I can't go along with them on that. I mean, you got to show the numbers in order to be paid that type of money. And that's my stance on it. I like to see what you guys got to say.
You don't go nowhere. I got a question for you. How are they considered brand new? How are they considered brand new?
Comparably to the NBA. The NBA's been around for 75 years. How long? It's like, what, 20, 25 years? So
what, I think
WNBA, since when they first started?
Maybe about 20 years.
20? Yeah. So, I mean, that's relatively new is what I'm saying. It took the NBA a while to build up to where it's at. I mean, they didn't start out this way. It took them time. So that's all I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, they didn't start yesterday, but it's still, in comparison to the other leagues, the male leagues, they're young. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Ron.
Yeah.
Jump.
I think women should get paid more.
More.
I think they should get paid more than an NFL practice player. I did my little research. An NFL practice player makes more money than a WNBA player.
Which is what?
You're talking about the average player or a max contract player?
He said
you can't compare the two.
I said a practice squad.
I understand, but you're saying compared to a women's basketball player.
Yeah,
a max contract player?
Yes, her max contract player. Like Diana Taurasi's max contract is at $200,000 or $230,000.
Okay.
A practice squad player for the NFL makes $290,000
Over how many months?
in a year.
Okay.
But that's still
WNBA plays 4 to 6 months.
huh?
WNBA only goes for 4 to 6 months.
Get them all.
Still, that's a lot of money.
I understand it, but 4 to 6 months compared to a year's salary. Continue your point.
Yeah. Needless to say, also this, if you go look at a lot of these girls' contracts, a lot of them are only making $7,000 a game.
Okay.
Which is pretty crazy in itself. But the problem is that I see with a lot of with the WBA is the fact of, for me, and I've been saying this off air, you can't beat NFL views. You can't be viewed at the same time of the MLB and the NFL. You will always lose that. You will always lose that race.
So you're saying they need to be marketed better, or they need to not be competing against these other sports?
They need to be marketed better.
But hold up, you said they should be paid more. Why?
Yeah. Then why then these specific football players?
Like you said, the NFL got higher views than them, so why should they get paid more?
Contradictory.
Well, no. I think they should get paid more just in general. I'm not to say they should get paid more than NFL players. I'm saying the fact that the problem is,
Rick James, you just said that
I said they don't make more money than a practice squad player.
And you said they should.
And I think they should.
Why?
Do you know a practice squad player?
Are you talking about just in general, on average, the average practice squad player makes $200,000?
Yeah.
And where do you get this data from?
Well, first of all, I know some people. That's one. But two, yeah.
I know a nigga. I know
you
somebody.
know so I'm just saying that sounds anecdotal. I'm just saying, where are you getting your data from? Yeah, from a specific person.
Facts.
How many years have they been doing practice squad? Is it their first year on the practice squad, or is it just they are 4 or 5 years in?
I got a question. Why is that so important to you?
Because you're comparing apples to oranges.
Because the whole thing is this. The problem is this. We're about to bring up a no-name person, a no-name person versus women we actually know.
Do we know?
You know,
time out. Point. That's the point right there. I was waiting.
How many WNBA stars can you name? You could probably name about 20, right?
And
but you can name over 100 NFL people.
Practice squads. Because the practice squad has been actually
Marlon, how many practice squad players do you know?
I'm talking about as far as NBA. These are I'm talking about basketball to basketball right now.
I mean, that's no competition.
But I'm saying no WNBA players.
NFL ain't no
TV
competition.
Yeah.
But practice squad players do not have TV time.
Follow me on this one, okay?
I know. Okay, I followed you.
Let me
followed
speak.
you all the way.
All right, Marlon, go ahead.
Go on, Marlon.
All right. Okay, Ron. To get paid more, you have to make more. Since its inception, no other league has got the amount of TV time and advertisement that the WNBA has in comparison to their first 25 years. Nobody. If you think about it on a scale, a 21, 22-year-old making $50,000 is still a top 10% earner for their age bracket at 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They're making $100,000, okay, because they become a max contract player, but they don't make any money on the team. So to get the percentages, you have to bring in money. Their biggest audience are high school girls coaches. In America, the biggest sports are baseball, basketball, and football, but specifically men's basketball. Major League Soccer does not make that kind of money. Most pro golfers do not make that kind of money. Most pro tennis players do not make that kind of money, but household names do. Serena Williams makes that kind of money. Naomi Osaka makes that kind of money.
Okay.
Tiger Woods makes that kind of money. You have to have a draw. You have to have an audience to make money.
I get
if
that.
I have a business and I don't sell anything.
But time out.
Hold on. I get that.
Okay.
I get what all y'all saying, right? We're gonna get back to the facts. I understand what's
the views.
All of y'all are saying. I get that you're saying that they need to make more money to generate more net revenue to get paid more. As E said earlier, that they haven't really generated any net revenue. Out of the years they've been in there, they haven't really profited. The WNBA has not made a profit. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that they only need to just make more money to be paid more fairly. I do believe that for them to generate more revenue, they need to invest more money in marketing. Now, how that's going to happen and what they're going to do, I can't give a total solution. But I would say a very bold solution would be increase your marketing, spend more money in marketing, put them in better times to be viewed, make them more personable so that everybody knows who these players are. Then we can actually see if they can actually generate more revenue because now people are paying attention to them. On the fair side, I do think that regardless if they're profiting or not, they should probably get a higher share than 20%. If men are getting paid 50% plus their jersey sales, at least give them 20% plus their jersey sales, or increase their 20% to 30 to 40, as much as you can to make it as fair as possible. Because it's not going to be equal to a female athlete to any other male athlete in any other sport. Because I'm not going to say that, a female basketball player should be paid more than a football player. I think football players should be paid way more anyway because they put way more on the line. So, and they're right now, when you say practice squad, there are veterans on the practice squad because now the practice squad is now just redshirting so you can come right up and play. So people are actually holding good players on the practice squad.
Yeah, but I got a question for you. What's a better timing for WNBA players?
There is no better timing.
I don't accurately know that answer, but I would say, Marlon, go ahead. Marlon.
Okay, so you got Summer League basketball. After that, you got March Madness. Between March Madness and after Summer League, what's the gap? Right there before they start fall ball. Basketball competes against football and still has good ratings.
That's actually not true.
Pretty much the entire football season, basketball's on, is it not?
Yeah.
How many months is there really football without basketball?
Start of the summer.
That's about it.
Preseason. That's about it. Yeah.
Preseason. That's pretty much it. The entirety of the NFL season pretty much competes with basketball. The beginning of it just comes off baseball. Baseball, their numbers are down regardless, nationwide anyway. So in the summertime, spring to summer, right when you're coming off March Madness, where a lot of these women come right out of college, right into the WNBA, who have some heat. They coming right off of that, and they can go right into the WNBA in that same season.
I think that it should be right around the same time men are playing basketball. And I think that you should compare it
that's what I'm
closely to like the NBA or around the NBA before NBA game.
But at the same time, they don't have the same rule set.
I mean, don't have to have the same rule set.
Just talking about showing it on TV.
They're showing on TV.
I'm talking about showcasing the games when they're going to be scheduled this actual season.
What other indie basketball leagues had this much coverage? They had the ABL try to come out. Did they ever get a TV contract?
Listen.
You remember the ABL?
Big Three don't even get this much show.
Marlon, let me see your desk. Is there something on your desk? What are you drinking? Because
I'm making an unbiased argument. Trust me. I would love for women to get paid more, but the market is not in America. The market for them has always been overseas.
That's a great point right there. And that's the next point. But why is it over? But my point is, if you're saying that the money is overseas, why is it that overseas can market them better than America can, and we have the better players?
Because a lot of those countries. Go on.
I said they had a longer track record of having women's sports.
So
it's not as new as the WNBA.
So what this is just a very immature time for women's sports. There are things that can be changed to make things fair. On some percentages, I can't say that one player need to be making more than this player, but on a percentage wise, I mean, if I'm Skylar Diggs and I'm like top 5 player in the league and my jersey is selling like crazy and I don't generate no money off that.
That comes down to the time, like they haven't been around that long. So
but I can't get no money
around,
off my recognition.
How many NBA players had to work 2 jobs when they first started being in the NBA?
We just talk about like sports and slaves a couple episodes ago.
I understand.
You telling me that I can't even get a percentage of my jersey sale.
The WNBA and the NBA still have to recruit some sort of money out of them. So I get what you're saying, but if I'm the NBA, the WNBA and the NBA, and this is one of the ways I can get some sort of profit in there, I mean, it's business. So at the end of the day, they have to improve somehow. Again, we can talk about ways they could possibly do that, is improve their revenue and make a profit, and they can demand more. That's that simple. You can't demand what you don't make.
But hold on.
Real fast.
But hold on.
Is the game, is it just about increasing revenue, or we really need to focus on maybe increasing the excitement of the game also, so that can increase more revenue? So it could be marketing, and it could be the game having a little bit more excitement.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that too, because the thing is, first off, it goes back to the timing of it first. Because think about this, right? Look how exciting UConn is and why they're exciting, because they're around tournament time. Think about high school. Hold on.
I'm listening.
Think about how high school ball goes, right? Okay, high school ball is girls and boys playing at the same time. You go to college, it's girls and boys playing at the same time. All of a sudden, the pros come and everything. The girls and the boys are not playing at the same time, and you land the girls at a time where they will not compete when it comes to views. And even when the NBA tournament happened with COVID, the finals wasn't even beating a Monday night game when it came to views. And they was only in week 3.
I'm with Ron. It's like this. If you got a main artist in music, right? You have showcase other artists before they can blow up, right? Why not showcase the WNBA pre-games before NBA games? You come to the stadium early, you see multiple games. If they share the same arena, or how can it just can't be showcased right before the men's game? That's how it was when I went to college. They had to
change the flora.
What TV? They don't have to be. They don't have to be in the same arena. WNBA
most of them are in the same arena.
Okay. Then
they don't have any. They don't have
every NBA team. Every NBA team is not playing every night. They can figure out scheduling.
But you know how quick they have.
And stadiums have games, concerts,
right?
Ice
and that's what they're currently doing.
So they can mix it up. They get paid to do this.
Yeah. All
right. Solution. What is the solution? Because obviously somebody got
the biggest solution. Time.
I don't think it's just time. We still got to do a little bit better marketing, or put him at the proper time.
Question for y'all: how many sports are there in college?
Man, come on, I don't know.
Man, a lot.
How many make money?
Majority of the football and basketball.
Only football and basketball. They subsidize everybody else.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
So right here,
you think female basketball teams don't generate money for these colleges?
Basketball is it not a men and women's sport? Right now, the highest NIL earner is Paige. Her last name is Buckets. I want to mispronounce the name, but Paige Buckets. She's the highest NIL earner. So women have a value when people put value behind them. but people have to put value behind these women by attending the games.
No,
You
they got to
can't
put
make
value behind it by putting more money in the marketing. You can't just come attend the game if it ain't exciting.
Let me ask
I
you a
don't
question.
know
Let me ask you a question.
We
Let me-
are in the age of information. They got people who have made viral off TikTok. They don't have a market.
Let me ask you a question.
You are answering all the questions properly, Marlon. You are basically saying that now social media, but you still don't know these players. They're not being marketed.
They are, but a lot
are.
of them, the ones that are being shouted out, there's a track record for them coming at negatively the people who have shouted them out. So I'm gonna give you an example. Andre Iguodala said, "Oh, number 9 on this team is nice." Instead of somebody retweeting it or bigging up and thank you, they said, "Say her name." At the same time, most times you see an NBA player tweet another person, they'll say number so and so on this team is nice, or
Right. No
I like
problem.
so and so's game.
I get it.
But
I ain't gonna get into the sensitivity of how everybody
that's a
is
mutual
right
respect.
now. That's a whole different level of where we are in the world right now. Everybody's
So,
sensitive
Mark,
about everything.
So, Mark, what's the proper time?
The proper time is when it evolves. Like right now, the best thing is for them to do. Okay, how many years was the NBA around before they even got a 3-point line? 28 years, right?
Yep.
The 3-point line was around until 1978.
You was in the Wikipedia today.
So
I'm just saying it takes time for the
No,
game
it
to
does.
evolve
I
because the
agree to
women's
that
game
it
is
has
still
to
going
mature.
off of 90s, pretty much 90s NBA men's game rules. They have baggy uniforms. They have a slower paced game.
buzzer.
Go ahead. I see your hand up, please. How many WNBA games you watch this year? While your hands up.
I feel like we're being dismissive about a big point right here because because we're talking about like evolution and stuff. But hear what I said: the finals couldn't even get more views than a week 3 NFL game. Your boy LeBron.
Okay.
So hold on.
I'm listening.
With that being said about proper timing and everything about the game evolving, I'm saying this: that game could be evolved all you want. If Mahomes is on the TV, they're gonna look at Mahomes before a girl,
And they're gonna look at the NBA before a girl. You proving his point. So
when is the proper time?
But no. Listen, no, I'm not though, because at the end of the day, because hear what I said. Hear what I said about
what
women's tournament. Men's tournament is going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What else is going on? But what else is going on at the same time? Betting is going on at the same time. Okay. So that's why all these NIL deals are popping out and everything, because these people are smart. They know the fact that this is the time to give a deal and everything, because through this time her face is going to be on TV. Now we're not saying that the WNBA is just going to come in and beat the NBA. No, but I'm saying give them a better shot, because they don't have no shot with the NFL.
Okay, so in that right, when is the best time for them to play?
Summer.
I say
they have a 4-month season. When is the best 4 months, and then 2 months for playoffs? When is the best 4 months for them?
Shoot, try them from January to May.
So you want the beginning of their season to coincide with the Super Bowl and then All-Star.
Yeah,
that's at the tail end.
That's tough.
That's at the tail end.
But that's the bulk of their season. That's when basketball really takes off.
January and February now, and Super Bowl ends in March, beginning of March now.
After All-Star, that's
Super Bowl's not in March.
That's going.
Super Bowl's in February.
I know, but you said February.
Wasn't it like the end?
No,
so you said January. You said January for their season to start, right?
Yeah.
So you want the second part of their season, like the second quarter of their season, essentially, to be right around Super Bowl, right around NFL playoffs. You want them to start and go against NFL playoffs. When you said a Monday night game beat the NBA Finals with LeBron in it. So I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to figure out your timing that you're talking about.
Also, real quick, if you start at a time, you're ending around the same time as the NBA. So you're going up against the NBA playoffs.
What time of the day would the games even play?
If the Wizards play on a Wednesday, what's the problem with them playing on a Tuesday?
But what time?
7, 8
I'm sticking with the same time.
Okay. Then they're going against primetime TV shows. A lot of these shows, they get millions of views because they're not played at the same time as these sports games.
I feel like
You
we're creating
basically saying
excuses.
that you basically saying I'm with you,
I feel like
Ron.
we're
I'm not-
You basically
I'm not
saying
trying-
they're
I
not
feel like
going to
we're
get anywhere.
I feel like we're
because
just
there's
creating
not
more
specific
excuses.
time for them.
I'm not
Because-
trying to move the goalposts. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to give you like.
So how can they
somebody who-
compete? How can they compete with these TV shows and these other sports? How can they compete?
Like it
Because
has to.
now we're
the
bringing
game,
in power.
I said the game has to evolve naturally.
Okay, and
Basketball was
what
not
are you
one of the-
saying? What are you saying by evolve? Meaning they got to all start dunking?
Get better.
Okay, to be honest with you, they have
There you
they have
go. We unbiased sports talk. I know you
they
won't
have.
be honest.
I've been trying to. They have communities of people who rather watch a high school boys game because of the pace and the dunking rather than the women's game. But how many WNBA games has everybody in here attended?
Like one or two.
Yeah.
How about you, Ron?
5.
Okay,
I
and
don't
how?
understand why we're drifting.
Sound like
But
we
because
sound like a woman talking about how many men she slept with.
But no, I'm just.
Ron
the
like
thing is,
10.
and the league has been around 25 years, and you feel they should be paid more, but you're not even watching them.
Nobody is.
That's the issue. If they're not getting
Is my volume up?
And this is the thing too. You talking about when keep competing against the NBA and NFL and other sports. They already playing in the summertime where we're hardly any other sports going on. There's nothing else going on, and people still not watching.
The both of y'all, think about this real quick. The both of y'all, especially Maul, think about this real quick about what I said and what I said in your returning thing that you said right back to me. I guess that was y'all's rebuttal. I said that the Lakers, when they won the championship, they could even compete with what? The Monday night game.
Monday
right?
Night Football, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That was at the tail end, right? That's at the end.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's also
Football,
the finals.
Football is about to be over. Okay? Because even when basketball starts, which they start in when? October, right? September, October, right? They still don't compete with it, right? So now the thing is this, I'm not saying that like, oh, you should put your stuff down and watch the WNBA when the NFL's coming. I mean, so when the NFL's doing playoffs or the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this, don't put them in a spot where they have no chance at all. They have no chance with the Major League Baseball. They have no chance with the NFL. They don't have no chance with the Major League Baseball.
No. I'm just so you keep talking about the Super Bowl and the finals. In the NBA, I mean NFL overall has record higher numbers than any other sport in America. So if the NBA can't beat out an NFL regular season game,
but time out. Who said anything about no? Listen,
I'm just talking about views.
No, hear what I said. Hear what I said. I'm not talking about the beating them. Take out that equation. I never said anything about beating them. I'm saying for them to be in a better situation. They won't beat the NBA. They won't beat the NFL, but they have a better chance of having views with the NBA than they do with the NFL. Because look at girls college basketball. Would you be watching girls college basketball in November? The answer is no.
I'm with Ron. I think if the sports are going around the same time, you're going to be more in basketball mind. You're going to be in basketball spirit. If it's football, even if it's XFL, if it's around the same time than the NFL, you might catch it. If it's on a Saturday because you're ready for the NFL, you might watch it. But if it's spaced off somewhere else at a time when you don't really know what's going on, it's multiple things that can help them, and I don't think it's just scheduling, but scheduling is a huge factor.
So you basically saying you would like to be seeing the WNBA playoffs right now should be happening right now, along with the NBA, and you think that would be a better fit for them to get more views?
I don't think their season would last as long, so I'm not saying it should start exactly at the same time because obviously they're not playing the same amount of games.
Well, no, it's not. The NBA starts over in October, so
yeah. So I think they should probably
in
crank up like
January,
mid-season
February,
or wherever to kind of end around the same time that the NBA championship is ending.
right? So that's what I said. It goes along with what you were talking about earlier. They would start around February timeframe, start of the season, and will be ending in May timeframe.
Yeah,
May, June, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's possible because I mean, right now, like they have very little competition throughout the summertime, and so it's not working there. So maybe it would work playing along with the NBA.
Can we all agree that some sports just don't work in America?
yeah.
Yeah,
we can definitely
nobody's talking
say
about
that.
rugby.
Yeah, I get that.
Rugby is one of
Yeah.
the most popular sports in the world, though.
Right, but in
But
America,
in America, it's
I-
850 million player, 850
Soccer,
million
same thing.
fans worldwide.
That's
for rugby.
that's vague, but I would say I agree with you because any sport's not going to work any place. But when it's working somewhere else and the best talent is here, we got to figure out what
Is
they're
the best
doing
talent
there.
here though? Because think about before
I mean,
the
who's
1990
winning those Olympics?
before the 1992 Olympics, when we brought the best players overseas to beat everybody up, there was no overseas market for players. But over the last 3 decades, where some of the best players come from?
Come from USA, probably.
I said some of them, not all of them.
We generate the best athletes out there. What you talking about? Except for the long distance runners. What you talking about? What you
The
talking about?
Kenyans.
They got
But
it.
right, who just got 2 MVPs?
Oh, here we go.
I'm just asking a question.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm just saying, like, it's once the game comes, all right, if they're getting paid more over there, don't you think there's some great athletes over there? Why would they want to
No.
come to America for less money?
I'm not saying so.
No.
I'm not about to disrespect the level of athletes over there.
You kind of
I'm
did.
just
You
saying,
just
no,
said
I'm
the
not.
best
No,
ones
I
are
just,
here.
yeah, no, I didn't say they were bums. They're good. We're better.
If the money's overseas, I'm gonna stay overseas.
I'm not saying
That's where I would
that's
go.
smart. That's
Yeah.
smart.
Did
Go
you
overseas.
you want your woman to go overseas?
Yeah, we ain't talking about relationships now.
Yeah, this ain't got nothing about
Right.
doing
Ain't got
no
nothing to do.
relationships.
Look,
I ain't
Hey,
dating
that's
no
for them to
W.
worry about with
Listen,
their partner.
listen. You sound like a dude, like a woman. Talking, I ain't dating no
You
NBA
asking the
player.
wrong-
Dating no
you asking the wrong
WNBA
one.
player.
I went overseas for a year for a career. So you asking
Right.
the wrong one on that. I was going for 13 months.
I've been over there 3 times.
I'm letting you know like this, Ron. If we got to go get that bag,
If the money's overseas, go get the money.
Right.
They're only
If that's
there
the
for
problem.
3 to 4 months.
Ron,
They're
so
not
question.
there.
So question for you. You
A
want to
whole
let your
year.
girl go overseas, nigga?
Is it for me or him?
No, because she can make
He
that
said
money
wrong.
in the US.
Oh, right.
No,
How she gonna
can't.
make it in the U.S., bro? How she gonna make it in the U.S. and it's not available for her in the position that she's playing right now?
Are we still talking about WNBA?
This is what
Yeah.
we talking about. Where you at?
I mean, they brought in rugby. So
You got lost on rugby.
Bro,
I'm just
no.
talking about the market for certain sports is more overseas. No
Man,
disrespect to
maybe-
women's sports,
he
but
may be
overseas,
drift. He may be
they
drift.
have
There you
the
go.
bigger market for women's basketball.
They do.
They
We gonna end it.
value them more, and
We gonna-
I appreciate that.
But
we gonna
why
end
though?
it.
The market.
But why
Here we
though?
go. Here we go. He still got his wives. Why, nigga? Why?
No, I'm asking him why.
No, I know that's what you're saying. Why?
Why?
Because they have took an investment in there, and then the fan base is there. The fans love them over there.
We agree that the money is overseas, and I'm not knocking the female basketball players for going overseas to make their money and get their bag. I think that we need to figure out what the heck is going on overseas, so they don't have to go overseas, and we need to figure out what they're doing in their marketing strategy and how they made their women's sports a monopoly the way they're doing. So we need
You know
to
what it
figure
is?
out. So
It is
so you
simple.
got a solution. You got
No. Thing is, their best players overseas come to play in the NBA. All their men.
No.
So
A lot of
our best women got to go over there. and
I
work
think
on them.
overseas, those countries know those players.
Overseas,
That's
a
a
lot of these
task.
towns don't have shit. I've done my research. They don't have nothing. So when
So
when
these
a lot of
players are
still,
huge.
And there
That's
you
a job
go.
for the
Huge
WNBA to figure
The
out.
only
that's-
thing to
so-
do is go to the game.
Marketing. For you to be known, for your business and product to be more exposed, you need to market.
Well,
It
thing
ain't
is-
change.
Like think about what he just said. There's no competition over there because ain't nothing to do but go watch the sports game. In
Who said
America,
that?
you got
Who said that?
just said there's nothing in
didn't say
these
that.
other places.
No, I didn't
No,
say
no,
that. I said they didn't have nothing in their town. Hold on, don't be putting words in my mouth now.
Is that
That's
the same thing?
basically
The same
apples
thing.
and oranges. We're gonna let y'all have that. I'm gonna let y'all
Right.
have that.
No,
I
no.
said-
All right.
Hold on, Ron.
What I'm
Fight.
saying is,
Go.
all I'm saying is, I took your point and I ran with it. You say in their small
No, you
towns and their
did. You
villages.
flipped the bitch. You
Oh
flipped
man,
it. Get in.
That's what
Take my
I
shit.
ran
a
with.
little
You
bit.
flipped
All right.
it.
You did a little bit.
I said you
Y'all
just said
going
there's
off the
nothing in
rails.
their towns
All right, look, I gotta.
because overseas
Can
they love.
we? It's
football.
not, man. Hey, listen, this is 40
But
minutes.
here's a solution,
in.
though.
Wrapping this
I have
up.
a solution. Here's another solution to this, though, and I'll let this go. A lot of these women who have these platforms need to start talking as well to get people to notice them. I say this because
You started
I
another
asked-
argument.
I'm not gonna bring her name in this. I asked a female friend, and I asked her how can the WNBA improve. She says that men have to believe that women can ball. I said, whoa, men do believe that women can ball. I think Maya Moore is a better shooter than LeBron.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I think
Women
that
don't go to the
women are
game.
naturally better shooters on average than men because they can't dunk. But that's a whole nother story. I got
Women
a
don't
trivia
go to the
question.
games.
I got a trivia question for y'all, man. Can
but
we
hold on,
wrap
I'm not
this
done.
up? Man, you got a lot to say tonight, bro. You ain't
Right.
mute yourself. You ain't got
Man had
an
coffee or
interruption or
something?
nothing. What you on that?
And I put the dogs to sleep. No, I'm just saying this. Women like Candace Parker, who was on NBA TNT, she barely speaks about it.
Are you sure?
Positive. I watch it a lot. She don't promote it. She don't be like, oh, come to our games and stuff. On a regular.
Because she's an employee of the NBA now. Or
Yeah.
TNT, actually. TNT. Right. My bad.
What? Close this out.
Anyway,
in light,
old girl.
more women need to watch the WNBA.
And how long they
Thank
talk
you.
about old girl getting held up in what was it, Russia?
Yeah.
Brittany
How long
Griner.
they talk about that? For like 2 days.
That was a no. That was
was
it was
talking
still a
Talking
focal
about
point.
someone getting locked up is not talking about the game. Unbutton your collar.
It's
Well, no, they use that as a
WNBA
talking point for
player.
them getting paid more
Yeah,
because she was
bruh.
That's what I'm
overseas
saying.
playing.
Bro, it is.
Nobody
Because if
cares.
it was any NBA player, if it was
Right.
any NFL player, it'd be all over
They still be talking about it.
news.
Well,
They be talking about
Leangelo
that.
Ball, for
Man,
example.
oh my goodness. Skip. Oh man, he got caught with the weed in Russia, Skip. Oh man, he ain't coming back, Skip. It's World War II, Skip. I mean, I tell you, bro, they be talking about it over the news all day.
All my ladies, like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Ladies, go watch the WNBA. Ladies,
Man,
go
turn your
support
chain
women.
around. Turn your chain around.
Take your daughters to see the games. Take your mothers to see the games. Your
There
sisters.
you go.
Encourage your daughters to take basketball seriously so y'all can grow the sport naturally.
Hold up. As Marlon said, obviously the sport definitely needs to develop. Everybody needs to go and support. We need to find better ways and find some very accurate solutions to help the WNBA. I believe that there needs to be a little bit more fair in pay and wages between jersey sales and percentages. We need to figure this out.
Yeah, the only time they shouldn't only see a WNBA game during summer camp day. I'm not trying to be funny. That's a real thing. They have summer camp day.
That is a real thing.
No.
Especially with the Mystics. I worked in a summer camp. Like we went like every year. And that was the thing. You go to the Mystics, they could ball. I watched Della Don in person, dropping buckets, and they won these games.
Shamika Ho, I've been watching them since Shamika Ho.
Yeah, Ho's called all They usually face the Atlanta Dream pretty much every time. But like these are great. Like the game is good. Like they see natural.
Before we end this,
yeah,
give me your favorite female basketball player.
Maya Moore.
I want to say Maya Moore too. Like I respect her sacrifice.
Maya Moore, she the boy.
Since you kind of balling,
Maya and Parker for me.
See, y'all going with a lot of new
Well, no,
cats.
I still like Skylar
Diggins.
What you going, Swoops?
I'm gonna go
Cheryl.
Swoops, Cooper. You know, I'm gonna go back to them.
Miller.
Leslie. You know, y'all went with the younger generation, so I went with the older generation, the classic,
That's
the
just
trailblazers of the sport. You know, I mean, I'm
There
gonna
you
go Reggie Miller's sister. What's Reggie Miller's sister?
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller.
Dropped 100 points in a game in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's a
Used to
baller.
cook Reggie. That's dead.
Of course, like Cheryl Miller's, she's a baller. We can recognize that they can ball. And I can see you. You know that, right?
I can see you.
I can see you.
I can see you. You could see us?
You know,
Can you believe?
Man, fellas, good pod. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Subscribe. Holla at y'all, fellas.
Hey, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also,
Silent.
rest
Hold
in
on,
peace to Cedric McMillan as well. Pro bodybuilder. He died of heart complications after going through COVID.
Moment of silence. R.I.P. Holla at y'all, fellas.
All right.